Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the One Shitty Family Podcast. I'm your host, this week's Hurry. Apologies for lack of another episode last week, but we're back this week with quite a bit to discuss actually because a lot happened since last time I tried to record, but we all know how that went. So, starting things off, if you ever needed a reason to go back to Sword and Shield after the release of Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl, aside from ranked battles, now you do, as a holiday-themed raid event has started for the game, which is going to be lasting, of course, through this weekend, with the chance to get Shiny Delibird. I saw this coming, honestly, because last year we had a holiday raid event that featured Shiny Alolan Vulpix. This year, we get Shiny Delibird. It makes sense for Delibird to finally get featured for a raid event, but it shows that Sword and Shield is still going to be supported even by even for the pretty much casual players and not just ranked players, so that's good. So the Game Awards, of course, happened last week. Jesus, it's already been a week. And before the show even started, a new Hisuian form got revealed for Legends. This one being Hisuian Voltorb. I really like this form, actually. The more I look at Hisuian Voltorb, the more I like it, because this is the first standalone Pokemon to get the Electric Grass type combo, so that is good. I've always imagined Voltorb being a Pokemon that should get a regional variant, because it's kind of a forgettable design from Kanto. Like, Voltorb and Electrode are Pokemon that I usually don't think about when I think of Electric types from Kanto. You know, like Pikachu, Jolteon, Zapdos, all three come to mind. Not Voltorb or Electrode. And apparently it was a much happier Pokemon back in the days of Hisui. People of Hisui were pretty terrible about the Pokemon, apparently, because now its Cantonian form is pretty angry. But like I said, Electric Grass, first Pokemon, standalone Pokemon to get that type combo outside of Rotom, but this is cool. Very glad that Voltorb is finally getting some kind of treatment in a newer game, because, like I said, it's kind of been an obscure Pokemon to me. You know, it's kind of a forgettable Pokemon. So that's really nice. I really like the design. It kind of reminds me more of an Apricorn as opposed to a Pokeball from the Hisui region. But this is still like really, really cool. And it makes sense why it's Electric Grass, because Pokeballs from Hisui are made of wood. So that's cool. I thought it was going to be more something like Electric Fire because of the steam that puffs out of its top hole. But I guess none. They're going with the grass element of wood, I guess. That's still neat, though. I might consider adding this to my team if it actually ends up being a good Pokemon. I do want to know what they're going to do to Electrode, though, because they only showed Voltorb and not Electrode, which is really interesting. So either Electrode's gonna get a regional variant, or it's gonna evolve into a completely new Pokemon. I imagine that Electrode's gonna get a regional variant, because this kind of gives me vibes of when, not so much of when Going Ponytail was revealed, but you know, they only revealed Ponytail before Sword and Shield dropped, but we didn't see Rapidash until the games actually came out. So I imagine this is how we're probably going to be seeing whatever Hisuian Voltorb evolves into, whether it be Hisuian Electrode or a completely new Pokemon. But I imagine it's probably just going to be a Hisuian Electrode. And we also got some brand new information for Legends earlier this week, actually. First things first, if you have save data for either Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, then you'll be able to get a quest which lets you get Darkrai in the post-game, as well as a Team Galactic outfit. So that is pretty cool. So that pretty much completes all the compatibility with the current main series games that are going into Legends. But something even bigger is some new groups that we're going to be seeing throughout the game. First up is going to be the... I don't know how to pronounce this. Ginkgo, Ginkgo Guild. I really should have looked up how to pronounce that before starting this episode. Whatever, the Ginkgo. I'll just call it the Ginkgo Guild. And we got to see 2 members of the guild. First up is Jinter. That was a weird way for me to say it, but whatever. The Ginkgo Guild is a set of merchants that travel around the Hysteria region. Jinter looks very much like an ancestor of Volkner, and supposedly he'll sell you rare items and special finds that he gets from various places, according to the game's website. And then, because our other character from the Ginkgo Guild, and if you've been paying attention to Twitter, then you know that people have been simping for this next guy, Volo, who is pretty much a male ancestor of Cynthia, looks like. He's also one of the merchants from the Ginkgo Guild. And according to the game's website, tendency to cross paths with you no matter where you travel, found a sense of curiosity, and always interested in unusual finds and unusual people. That's pretty fire. I really like the design of both characters. Looking forward to meeting both of them. Alright, and following that, 2 bigger groups are the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan. Kind of see where this is going in the future of the land. There's no word as to whether or not we're going to be joining either clan, so it looks like there's just going to be their own groups, since we'll be, just the player will be joining the Galaxy Expedition team throughout the story of Legends, so it looks like this is just going to be another group that you'll come across along your travels in the region. And on the game's website, they reveal who is part of what clan. Like, for example, Arceus is in the Diamond Clan, and Leon is in the Pearl Clan. And they even revealed the leaders for each clan. The leader of the Diamond Clan is known as Adamant. Again, if you've been paying attention on Twitter, then you probably see people simping for him as well. And apparently he's got Leafeon as his partner Pokemon. I probably would have gone with something like Vaporeon or something to kind of match the overall color scheme of his design, but this guy looks fire. Supposedly he's a daring young man who hates seeing time go to waste and is always rushing without any particulars, not worrying too much about anything in particular. Kind of gives me vibes of Barry when when looking at that. And the kind of contrast with Adamant is the leader of the Pearl Clan, Arida, or Iridia? No, Iridia? No, I'm just gonna call her pronounce it as Arida. And her partner Pokemon is going to be Glaceon. I honestly like her Arida more. Like, she looks adorable. And like I said, the Arida kind of contrasts to Adamant is, according to the game's website, quote, as a leader, she feels it is important to have the courage to face the vast Hysteria region without quailing before it. When you first meet her, she is suspicious of you, but she will come to trust you thanks to the help you provide when you go to quell the noble Pokemon. I really like both of these characters. They look really cool. They don't look to be resembling any characters that we currently already have in the Pokemon universe. So it looks like these are just straight up original designs, which is no doubt a good thing. Legends does not need an entire cast based on just ancestors of existing characters. I really like both of these though. Arida kind of gives me vibes of like Mayor Serena, but other than that, it's very, very interesting as to what kind of role these 2 clans will play out during the game's story. And also, during the trailer, in fact, let me go to YouTube here and gonna mute the tab and go back to the original trailer that revealed the clans. Yeah, during the trailer, you see both Adamant and Arida mentioning something known as Almighty Sinnoh. Now, at first glance, I thought, oh, they might be referring to Arceus, considering that the game's story is going to be centering around that. But if I forget where it was. Was it on the game's website? Or Let me go check. Let me go check Twitter because I need to know. I could have sworn someone did. I forget. I really do forget because the Almighty Sinnoh thing seems to be talking about more about Dialga and Palkia, which actually makes sense considering that we got the Diamond Clan, which of course Dialga is in Diamond and Brilliant Diamond, and Pearl, the Pearl Clan, which is Palkia from Pearl and Shining Pearl. So, but it seems like, oh my god, there is quite a bit to digest here with this recent announcement. Because I could have sworn at some point that this is bugging me now. I could have sworn at some point that when these characters were referring to Almighty Sinnoh, that they were referring more about Dialga and Palkia, but weren't exactly sure about what this Almighty Sinnoh looked like, which might explain why the statue in Eterna City in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl looks the way that it does. Very interesting to think about. There's quite a bit of lore behind this when you really think about it. So that's quite a bit of mystery to uncover once the game comes out next month. But regardless, looking great. Alright, let's move on to Pokemon Go. And so a new holiday event has started today, as of when I'm recording this episode. And this whole entire event is going to go on all the way till New Year's Eve. And keep it in trend with previous events. This one's going to be split into two parts, with part 1 active now, goes until the 23rd, with part 2 picking up pretty much immediately afterward and going all the way until New Year's Eve. Part 1 is going to be pretty light, actually. Just some special spawns to coincide with this event. And part 2 is where Bergmite and Avalugg will be able to get into the game. New Times Research will also be able to give players the opportunity to encounter Incovarian Mr. Mime. Throughout this entire event, special holiday forms for Pikachu, Delibird, Stantler, and Cubchoo will be returning, alongside new holiday forms for Spheal and Glaceon. I am very much trying to get that Glaceon because it looks absolutely adorable. Additionally, on Christmas Day, and until the next day, will be a mini event called Winter Wonderland, which is just going to be a collection challenge, and the trade distance will be shortened to 40 kilometers. And one last thing for Pokemon Go, this weekend is going to be the last community day of the year. It's going to be lasting 2 days, as it's going to be a recap of all the previous community days throughout 2021, just like past December community days for the game. So that's pretty nice. Gonna have a lot of catching to do, and between both days, so I might not be able to play as much because I got some special plans for that. I'm gonna be trying to get some special projects to do. You will probably see it within like the next few days or so, because I want to try to get these out before Christmas. Now, of course, I did put out a tier list video going over ranking all of the previous main series games. And I did say in that video that I do plan on making a bigger video going over my thoughts on Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl. I'm probably going to do that in January, if I'm being perfectly honest. I need more time to just spend more time with the games. Additionally, in regard to going back to that special project, the current plan is to have a drawing out, as well as another fanfic to coincide with Christmas. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to balance both, along with finish up my Christmas shopping and all that, and as well as playing more Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl, but as well as Pokemon Go. I got a lot of stuff to do between now and Christmas. By the time this episode goes up, it'll be less than a week to go until Christmas. That is absolutely bonkers. I got to figure out what the hell we're even gonna do for Christmas, for in regards to the podcast, because Christmas Eve is going to be falling on a Friday, which is usually when we record the episodes of the podcast, and I have plans Christmas Eve night, so who knows what's going to happen at this point. So you keep an eye on for me on Twitter for updates on that. You should follow me there as well while you're there. But regardless, let's move on, because for those in the UK, you get to rejoice as there's finally a Pokemon Center available in the area. It operates just like the US and Japan Pokemon Center websites. It's kind of amazing that it's taken this long for a Pokemon Center website to show up in the UK, especially given how successful the pop-up Pokemon Center was, like, earlier this year, I think. Or was it last year? I can't remember. I think it was earlier this year. I'm probably bugging, because I saw videos of it on YouTube, but it's been a few months since I have seen it. But hey, better than ever, right in time for the holiday season. Gonna be absolutely crazy. Speaking of the Pokemon Center, let me take a look and see what the new releases are. Just for kicks. Just for kicks. Looks like they're... Oh, geez. Looks like some more Sitting Cuties got added, and a lot of them are sold out. Big pain. I'm debating about getting one myself, but I gotta save my money for Christmas shopping. I'm almost done, but regardless, I gotta be smart with my money. Alright. Since we last talked, 2 new episodes of Pokemon Evolutions have come out. Of course, we had the Hoenn and the Johto episodes. Both were fantastic. I think I liked the Hoenn episode more, because that was more of a telling of the Delta episode. Fantastic visuals. Just overall was a very, very good episode. The Johto episode was really interesting, because it tells the story of Ho-Oh and Lugia, and what the 2 towers of Ecruteak were before the Burn Tower pretty much became a thing. So it's really interesting, and the way it was executed was very well done by having the Komodo girls use their respective evolutions to create visual effects for specific parts of the show, and it was very well done. When during the scene where Flareon was on stage, it turned out from the audience was trying to put out the fire that was being used as effects, and it was really, really funny. It was really cute and funny at the same time. I loved that moment. And Morty's Gengar was so hilarious in this episode as well. It was crying tears of joy from the show, and Morty even had a towel ready for Gengar. It was funny, and just overall great episode overall. I gotta go back and rewatch those. I've only seen them once. Speaking of big Pokemon episodes, last week saw the conclusion of the DP Winter Special for Pokemon Journeys. And I tried to give my thoughts on it last week when I was trying to record episode 37 last week, but I struggled. So I'm back this week to really collect my thoughts. I've only still seen each episode once, but overall, I like this a lot more than the summer special. It does have its flaws, but overall, I'd say this was fantastic. And I already really liked the summer special, but in comparison to the winter special, it just can't compete. Like, seeing the way the main cast meets and interacts with their AU forms is really cool. I want to have, at some point, I want to have an entire episode just discussing how the AU universe that the cast traveled to would be like if there was a whole show based on it, because I feel like it would be really interesting. We got snippets of what each character was like. Dawn competed in the Sinnoh League and came in second as opposed to doing contests. Ash was just a lot softer of a person overall. And during part 2, it was said that as the clash between them and Team Rocket was going on, trying to set Dialga and Palkia free from the red chain. AU Ash mentions that Infernape was his ace, even though current Ash is obviously competing in the PWC after becoming a Alolan champion. Which got me thinking, considering that Dialga and Palkia were involved in this special, was it possible that not only were the cast going to a different dimension, but was it possible that they went kind of back in time to before Ash traveled to Unova? It's very, very possible, because when Ash and Chloe jumped the gate to AU Candlewave, AU Ash was also in Candlewave, so it's very possible that the DP cast was in the AU was still in Sinnoh. And something else to note, in that AU, Ash and Go never met. So that kind of further backs up the idea of this being set in AU Diamond and Pearl, which is so, like I said, we could make an entire episode just on that alone, because I feel like it would be such a very interesting and really cool discussion to talk about. And I really hope we can get the whole crew here, because I feel like each of us would have different thoughts about how this would be executed, and it would just be so interesting. But at the same time, there's so many different things that could happen that it kind of gives us a headache after a little bit. Because, when you mess with just bring alternate universes into the discussion, there's basically infinite possibilities of what could possibly happen. And this AU Ash also gave me a lot of vibes of Mirror Ash from the Mirror Cave episode in X and Y. Not quite as soft to the point where he's crying like every minute, but nowhere near as soft. But like, not as bold or as much of a leader as current Ash is. But AU Go, I felt more like a leader in this special. And AU Chloe, she absolutely gave Clement vibes. She has absolute big brain energy, and it's so interesting. Like, this entire thing was just so interesting to watch, because we're used to seeing the characters that we've come to know from Journeys for a couple years now. So seeing these AU versions, it really makes you think, what the cast could have been like if this was set in like a different dimension, I really do hope this gets explored further in like another Sinnoh episode, but that's kind of a reach at this point. But that's still really cool to think about regardless. And like I said, I want to have an entire episode to just discuss that alone, because I feel like that would be really, really fun to talk about. And one other thing for Journeys is that a brand new arc that was for the show was announced, and this was going to be focusing around Pokémon Legends Arceus. But what's kind of weird is that this is going to be only available on Amazon Prime in Japan. And it looks like it's going to be 8 episodes. It's one set of 4 in late January, and then another 4 the next week. Very interesting to see what this is going to entail, because, and also why they chose to go with Amazon Prime instead of just airing it on TV Tokyo like the show normally does in Japan. It's a little weird to me. And that heavily indicates that this is going to be non-canon. So, whatever happens is, if like Ashley say catches Hisuian Growlithe, that's not going to carry over into the main show, which kind of sucks. But Don's gonna be back for this one again, so that's cool. Also something to note with the special is that the Lake Guardians are going to be involved in this special. I'm conflicted about this, because during the DP Winter Special, the Lake Guardians were not involved at all, which is such a big head scratcher. Okay, so the Legend Special is going to be happening on January 21st and 28th, and it's But yeah, like I said, going back to the Light Guardians, they were completely absent in the last special, which is I don't know why. Like, it's so weird because at the end when all the main cast got reverted back to a much younger form, and all the Pokemon reverted back into their eggs, they were basically left powerless. So they basically had no choice but to pray for Arceus to stop the conflict and free Dialga and Palkia. That gives me Earthbound vibes, honestly. Because, during the last conflict, you're left with basically nothing but to pray for things to get better. And that's basically what the kids did in the winter special. But I feel like at least Ash and Dawn would have called on Azelf and Mesprit. But I guess since they were in a different dimension, it was probably not possible for the Lake Guardians to travel to, because it was basically a connection point between the real dimension and the alternate dimension. But what do I know? What do I know? But I am like I said, the special as a whole was great. I would definitely want to watch it again. But anyway, I do want to touch on Pokemon Cafe Remix real quickly, because I actually did get back into the game once the holiday forms for Vulpix and the Alolan Vulpix were revealed. It's fine. It's a pretty decent game. It's adorable as hell. But I'm not much of a puzzle game myself. And like, some of the objectives are kind of brutal. But it's also because, I kind of suck at the game. I suck at puzzle games in general, but like, I really do want to get that Alolan Vulpix because it looks so precious, and Cafe Remix's art style. Like, I've been taking screenshots on my iPad every single time I see it on the screen. It's so cute. Anyway, and one last thing for in this case for Pokemon Masters, as an annual holiday event has started, and this one features holiday variants for the distinct parents of Leon and Nessa, both of which look fantastic. I've been debating about whether to scout for. I've been debating about wanting to scout for Significant or just wait for Holiday Nessa to be available to be scouted, and I think I'm just gonna wait until I can scout Nessa, because man, she looks fabulous. Leon also looks great too. I got time to save up my gems. But let me just check anything else to note before we wrap up. Also, something else to note. Pokemon actually did come out with some stop motion videos featuring Hisuian Voltorb. One came out earlier this week and one came out last week, and I haven't seen either of them yet. But both seem to be pretty adorable. But I think that's going to wrap things up for the week. There's nothing else that I can think of that I want to talk about right off the bat. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that I would want to talk about. But regardless, we got some exciting stuff coming up, and of course, Christmas is literally right around the corner, so things are just going to get busy, very, very busy. But regardless, that's gonna do it for us in this episode. Very short episode this week, but again, when you're on your own, things just happen to go by pretty quickly. But regardless, I want to thank you for tuning in. And until next time, through it all, we're still a family. We're one family.